Let's try this again. Day 1,820 in a row of the Mark inSpires show. And it looks like we're having issues, but we're giving it a shot. I hope everybody's doing well out there. It is Christmas Day. Hope everybody got what they wanted. Maybe it's a little peace and quiet now. Whatever it is, we're into it. We've had lots of amazing chats this week about how to rise above the negative side of the holidays. Most people have a lot going on in their lives, so it's hard to then break away and be like, yay, it's Christmas. But it's important to do so, and if you can't do so, look at those that still have that magic coursing through them. See if you could connect to it. See if you could line up your daily with them just for a few minutes, because it feels amazing. This morning I was watching my children, and my daughter specifically just like tearing through the wrapping paper to see what else she's getting from Santa Claus. It was pretty cool. How's everybody doing? Telephone game in the house from the top. Merry Christmas, my friend. I got your note earlier. I would love to know what your name is to say it is. I loved that comment you left about how your name actually means Merry Christmas. So what is that? I gotta know. This show is a Merry Christmas every single day of the year. What I mean by that is it's a gift. This is live positivity, live creation. This is the moment taking place right here every single day. Since December 31st, 2018, we are just 5 days away from my 5-year anniversary live, guys. Not just I started the show 5 years ago, 5 years in a row, every single day, long form. There's 3,700 pieces of content, plus 9 feature films, 209 songs on iTunes and Spotify. I am the inventor of the only drum in the world for guitar players. It's called the BeatSeat. It sounds like a drum kit, but it's a box. You sit on it and you play your guitar and you kick it, and it's ridiculous. It's next to me today because we have the 1775 Bible out. We will be reading a couple passages about the birth of Yahushua. And I do have my sword that I built, my wooden sword that I carved out of my own 2 hands last week to protect the Bible from 1775. So we will, in a moment, get to that passage. The passage is Luke 2:8, I believe. So we'll move into that. But I just wanted to remind you guys that I know today's very special. But the essence of today, giving, lifting people up, and finding the joy, this is what we do every single day of the years for the last 5 years. The reason that is a threat to the mission of the agenda out there is the agenda of the world is to keep us distracted from this very moment right here. By all means, wars, famines, new viruses, whatever it is, keep them away from the moment where God is. The Creator is here with me every single day because I live in the moment. We came to this understanding after 1,819 days in a row last night. It's the devil that wants me to quit. Because the devil knows that if we connect, we can actually do what they don't want done, which is fight back. Can we get a woohoo from Matt Zabrowski? Woohoo! It's pretty good. Guys, that was a pretty good woohoo. So let's get into this Bible. 1775. All right. Just a quick, long, short story. I'm a real estate agent. That's how I make a living every single day for the last 1,820 days in a row. And every single night I show up here to try to put some positivity out into the world. We haven't been able to reach people, so I make a living every single day from selling real estate. This is not something I'm as a side hustle. I don't make money for Mark inSpires. So I'm selling a house in New Canaan, Connecticut, 2013. And my client, it's his father's house. His father was elderly. And when he passed away, he said, look, I got to clear the whole house. And I got a crew coming in on Saturday, just make sure that you can open up for him so they could do it because he's not in town. I said, yeah, sure, I could do that. But what about the instruments in his room? What about the musical instruments? Are you just donating those, giving those away? And he's like, yeah, I'm giving everything away. I said, well, just asking, I'm a musician. I write music. I collect instruments. I got instruments everywhere, I got a stand-up bass. I got all kinds of stuff. So I said, I collect instruments. In fact, at the time when I was, 20-something, I would stop at tag sales, garage sales, and see if they had instruments. So I could just buy more instruments to see if I could play them. I don't know how to play guitar, but I've written 209 songs on the guitar. I could do some things on the guitar I never dreamed possible, and it's just a matter of doing. But the reality is I felt that way with every musical instrument. If you give it to me, give me a few minutes, I'll write you a song. You know, we'd be like, how long you been playing that? 10 minutes. But music is music. It's dexterity. It's flow. It's how you move throughout the notes, whether you've played the instrument ever before or not. If you can get into it and pretend for a split second that you have done it a million times before, and let's step back for a second and let's apply that to all of life. Anything you ever do in your life for the first time, there's this automatic fear of, wow, I don't know how to do that. Switch it. Change the way you look at things. Dr. Wayne Dyer said this best. Change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Instead of walking into it with fear of failure, walk into it like somebody's done this a million times before. There's people that have been doing this successfully. What's different between them and me? Nothing, except that they have experience. Well, let me pass all of this, this rookie feeling that I have and go right to the experience. I'm going to walk into it and pretend I've done it a million times because somebody else mastered it. I know I can do it. It's like this goes back to the word impossible. The word impossible to me does not exist. There are certain things that are impossible, and that's why I guess the word does exist. But most things that you see in your life, when you use that word, you're lying to yourself because that word is missing an apostrophe and a space. It's I'm possible. You see anything, I'm pretty sure you could do it, guys. Your mind is so powerful. So just a side note. So we're going to get into this Bible here. I want to read this passage to you. This is the birth of Christ. And we had a question came in earlier about this, about, Jesus' name, Isa, and the progression to go from Yahushua to Jesus Christ. And there's really no progression except for the fact that they translated Yahushua to Isa, and then that became Jesus when J was created. But the funny thing to me is that the name Jesus Christ wasn't spoken until the 1400s, until about 1500. So the name that we just threw out there, his name has power, Jesus, wasn't, for the first 1500 years after he passed. It wasn't that. That was not his name. Like, it's been less time since he died that we have his name than we didn't. And if his name has power and we changed it 500 years ago, for whatever reason, it wasn't just 500 years ago, it was changed originally from Aramaic to Greek. But his name was Yahushua. It should have stayed that way. Okay, well, Yahushua. I personally think that it was more of like this weird ethnic cleansing that took place back then. Racism is, I don't think it exists today the way that they're portraying it, but it did. And there was periods of time that it was disgusting in this world. And I feel like they thought the name Yahushua was not, it was too ethnic sounding. We need to be able to sell this to the people. Mary, Joseph, Jesus, that's easy, right? Mary and Joseph, that wasn't even their names either, was it? Miriam, I mean, it's different. It's a little bit less Mary, Miriam. I like the name Miriam better. Isn't her name Miriam? Anyway, so my philosophy on this is you could call him whatever you want. He may be feeling what you're feeling, but there's a very good chance that for 1500 years they were calling him Isa, and before that it was Yahushua, and now we call him Jesus, and he shows up one day and he's like, who is this guy Jesus? Like, who is that? I don't know who that is. When I died, my name was Yahushua, and you're calling me Jesus? Like, that doesn't even translate. And then he's probably going on AI. He's like, I wonder how they got to that. The Catholic Church decided to canonize Jesus and make him a special Yahushua. Because I said, well, isn't every Yahushua just Joshua? Now, yeah, no, everybody else has been Joshua when they translate over, but not Yahushua, the Christ. He's a special one. Oh, so the name that had power you changed because he's special? It's like human beings made a new name up. The name that had power, they made a new name up. Anyway, look, it's Christmas. We're not even celebrating him on the right day. But I will get into the story here so you guys can read. This is a 1775 Bible, okay? Jesus was probably born in March. Maybe people say October. I did the piece on the 1775 Bible. I've had all different responses. Was it in October 11th or September 11th? Was it April 1st? Was it March 15th, March 1st? Definitely wasn't December 25th. Okay, that we know. So that's the funny thing. Every single response I had wasn't like, no, it's December 25th. Nobody said it was December 25th. They're like, yeah, no, it's October 11th. No, it's March 5th. No one was like, Mark, you're crazy. It's December 25th. That just tells you everything you need to know. Like, it's all made up. Not the story of Yahushua, but the man-made control mechanism that was created beyond the man itself. So let's read this story because the story has power. The name, his original name, has power. I will do my best to bring it in whenever I see it. And it came to pass in those days that there was out of decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria. And Syria, gosh almighty, guys, Syria is like right here in the Bible. That's so cool when you see a current city that you know of in the Bible. It's like, there's many religions that came out beyond. And they're like, yeah, in the town of Jeptugiger. And you're like, where the hell is Jeptugiger? Nobody's ever found Jeptugiger, you know? But Syria, still there, you know? Anyway, what's that? Oh, they want to know where Jeptugiger is. Guys, it's down in South America. You know, YouTube. Guys, you should be here on YouTube. Link in bio, right above 1820 days in a row, the Mark inSpires show. The only person with the 1775 Bible who shows up and reads it, you know. And I'm going to read the entire Bible, but today we're talking about the birth of Yahushua. If you guys are like, who's Yahushua? You guys know him as Jesus. This is a made-up name. His name is Yahushua. Anyway, here we go. Everybody gets mad at me when I say that. I'm like, why? It's his real name. Don't be upset if you want to call him by some made-up name, some nickname, you know? I remember I was in 4th grade, and my teacher said, okay, everybody, if you have a name you want to be called besides your legal name, let us know. And for a moment, I thought to myself, I always liked my middle name was Greg. It's Gregory. I thought, man, maybe I should be Greg, you know, like Mark. I hated the name Mark as a kid. It's like I'm on the wall. Everywhere you look, there's a Mark, you know? Everybody's name is Mark. But it's a biblical name and I'd never really connected it to that at the time. And I love my name now. I hated it, but I've created how many movies, how many different shows based on my name? Jurassic Mark, Stuck on Mark. Like everything we do is based on the word Mark. Back to the Future Mark. I'm one of my 8th feature films called Back to the Future Mark. And I'm everybody in history. I was also Marxist. I parted the Red Sea. But Moses had a bad month, so they gave it to him, you know, just to build up his self-esteem. That was tough, because I did the 40 years, yeah, in the desert. Guys, look, come on, trust me. I'm going to... That's a pretty sick scene I filmed, by the way, guys. Mark of the Beast. Christopher Deans, how are you, my brother? Yeah, we didn't use it that way. But I would say... that, and that's interesting too, Christopher, you bring up a good point. Like the deception of man could be led by Satan. Any of the things that we are currently following could have just been Satan, just putting his little finger there in the water and doing this. And we're sitting here today pushing on that like, yes, this is the truth, because hundreds of years of people telling you something. This is what I talked about last night. I thought it was amazing to me that we have this perception that people were idiots 1,000, 2,000 years ago. Well, they were morons. Guys, you would not be here today if they were morons. These people were brilliant. They knew not to go out of the cave and get eaten by the saber tooth. They knew not to go at that time, to stay back and wait for a pause in order to get whatever they needed. They are the only reason we are here is because they were brilliant. And the ones that weren't, survival of the fittest. But I'm here today, you're here today, because our ancestors were beasts. Not the mark of the beast, but they had a strength and a fortitude to get through anything. Can we get through anything right now? I would say not. We've got fear on the horizon of cyber attacks, of EMPs, all kinds of things that would literally cripple us as a world. We only know how to go live. We only know how to get our information from TikTok. We don't understand anymore how to go and till the freaking field and to go plant and go harvest and go out there and hunt. The people that are out there on TikTok that I see hunting, the people that are out there on YouTube that are sharing hunting advice, I love you. Thank you. The preppers out there, I love you. Thank you. Because I'm not a prepper. I'm here prepping your soul for what's coming. Every day I fill you with love, light, and positivity and truth and live music. and comedy. We get it all here. This is the ultimate variety and connection show on planet Earth. Please head over to YouTube and subscribe there so you guys can at least help us build up to 1 million plus. We're not even close. We should have millions and millions of people here with us every day. If they're not here live, they're coming back to get the positivity. This is 1,820 days in a row of this exact thing you're watching right now. You're not going to be like, oh, geez, he's on fire today. Every day, guys, there's fire coming at you. Nothing but truth. And it may be my truth, and you may not like it. Just do this, guys. You could scroll, I love you. I hope you have a great day. Merry Christmas. Yeah, I did go live for 1,820 days in a row, 5 Christmases in a row. I got 3 kids and a wife, and I'm a real estate agent. And I don't make a penny for any of this. I do it because our souls are in jeopardy. We are on the brink of losing it all. And anybody out there that's trying to do what I'm doing, I will applaud. I will subscribe. I will show up whenever they're live. Because we need more of this. I wrote a song last week. We need a little bit of that. No, we need a lot of that. We need it from all sides. It may bring in the cyber attack because that's the thing they fear most, is us connecting. They fear that millions of people will show up on this platform every day. It's the one show that's live every single day of existence. Within that, there's hope. And the thing they want to extinguish is hope. They want you to believe God does not exist. They want you to believe that only SELF exists. You're bigger and better than God. And so, therefore, Satan wins. If you actually believe that, if you actually go along and play the game, which is that there's color, that there's different colors, people are different colors, like the idea that someone was able to categorize people as white, black, whatever, is mental to me. Nobody's any color. We're all a shade of one single color. There's one race, and we're a shade from, let's call it number code, from 0 to 100 or to 1,000. I'm like a 142. My friend Jermaine, my best friend in high school, he was a 726. You know what Jermaine had? The best freaking smile in the world. As a 16-year-old kid, when I met Jermaine, I was like, dude, that guy's infectious. His laugh, his smile, he was awesome, protected me. He was jacked, and I was a small kid until senior year of high school, so I didn't have any. I was the smallest kid. I used to joke, I'm a senior walking around, like the first 4 months of senior year, I'm walking through the halls, and all the sophomores would be like, hey, what's up, Mark? I'd be like, hey, guys, how's it going? Hope you're having a great day. Merry Christmas. I was like 5'6" until April of my senior year in high school. I was the last person to hit puberty in my school, me. I don't know why I'm saying it, but that's real, like everything in life happens the way it's going to happen, and you can't control any of it. The only thing you can control is whether or not you want to go down the path of destruction and you want to believe any of the lies they tell you. My father always told me you treat people the way they treat you. It's not how they look, it's how they make you feel. It's the first Christmas where he's not going to be with us. He's at the hospital today. I'm going to try to see if I can go up and see him this afternoon, do a FaceTime with him soon, but that's what's tough, guys. It's we have real life taking place. And then it's Christmas, and it's like, yay, look, Santa and snow, and and we don't have it here, but and it's like you got to somehow feel it. How do you feel it? And that's why I'm like thankful that at least, even though I got life going on, when I show up here with you, I am able to put pause on everything and be in this moment where there's real true power and healing taking place. When I take that guitar out, everything I write's at 432 hertz, and everybody writes music at 440 hertz, which messes with us. I specifically write and play everything at 432 hertz because I want to heal you. You may not need it. You may not need any healing, but so much bubbling out when these things happen, and it's a lot. but the intention is pure. We need to connect. We need to forget about the game that they want you to play, they want me to play. Recognize the game and decide to put the controller down. I'm not going to go out there and ridicule people for their thoughts, because I should appreciate their thoughts. We have one thing going for us, each and every one of us. We're unique. We have a point of view. We have a different heart, a different emotion for every single thing that goes on in life. But they're all the same emotions. We just react differently to things. If you were able to understand that, and then say to yourself, well, geez, if somebody or some group wanted to divide us as a single race, the human race, how could they do it? Well, let's take the one thing that they've got going for them and use it against them. But what do you mean by that? Their uniqueness. Your uniqueness is easily exploitable. Oh, you're like that? You're not like Bausch and Lomb. You're not a follower. Your uniqueness is so individual. There's nobody else in the history of time like you. And then they're like, oh, you're different. It's like, come on, just stop playing the game, guys. Stop playing the game. I love your uniqueness. I love your thought process. I love that it's different than mine. I just wish that you would have a mutual appreciation of my opinions. I respect yours. You can think completely differently. I respect it. Can you respect the fact that I'm saying these words? Can you respect the fact that whatever's going on in this world, I'm going to show up every day and I'm going to say how I feel about it? Mutual appreciation for each other's opinions, for each other's perspective on the world we live in today. Oh, geez, I really don't like that. I'm going to scroll. That's great. Go ahead. That's good. But at least you listened without going through the process of, I got to get this guy off the air because he's saying things that I think are destructive to other people. We should not live in a time where there are people on the other side of the screen that have that type of power. They're not creators. Creators shouldn't be pulled down because you don't agree with their material. You should be thankful that you have something there to disagree with. It's like, oh, let's stop a creative mind from expressing itself because I don't agree with the words. I don't agree with the... And look, there's hate speech. There's a line that you shouldn't cross, and that should be. You shouldn't have people out there going after groups of people and ridiculing in a way where it's threatening towards someone's life. Anything like that is completely out of bounds. But someone speaking about the day, the news of the day, and having an opinion on that should never, ever, ever be touched. Why are there multiple networks on TV? Because you could change the channel and find one you enjoy. It's the same thing with social media. You should not be the arbiter of creativity if you're not a creator. And they allow that on all social media platforms now. That somebody who has no creative ability, maybe they do, maybe they don't, but the ones that don't have the ability to say, I don't like that. Well, you can't create. Who's going to take your judgment? Why? I would never trust the judgment of somebody who can't create on what's good for creation. Oh, that's good or that's not good. Oh, really? Let me see your content. You have 0 posts. 0. Oh, you have 3. I'm sorry. They were all reposts of other people's content. Oh, you took someone's content and sit in front of it and went like this? That's not creating. So it's like the one thing we have are our creations, guys. Hold on 1 minute. Let me see if I can put something on. Got a call coming in. Let me see if I can just do this. I'm going to have to finish up here. All right. So, guys, I want to read this passage to you real quick. Let me do something. Let me just pop something on here for you so I can make this quick call, and then I will read this because it's just a couple lines, but it's very powerful stuff. Here we go. I'm going to put on this. It is still Christmas here. So we're going to pop this tune on. It's called Santa is on the Run. And it's a music video if you want to head over from TikTok. I have to shut off TikTok. So guys, please head over to YouTube. The link in the bio. This isn't over yet. There's a few more minutes you're going to hear from the 1775 Bible, but the link is in the bio. Mark insPires. If you can't use your thumb, just type it in. Or voice, Mark insPires YouTube. And you're there. We'll see you in a minute. All right, here we go.
Christmas time is coming. Did you get your presents? Did you get your tree up? And get the lights out, wrap them around, yeah. Plug them into the wall. Yeah, you're staring from all angles, wondering when the ornament's gonna fall. See them trees that die in the moment you cut them down, then you put them up, and you sit there, you're looking at them, you're waiting for Santa Claus to come. Santa's on the run. Santa's on the run, and Mrs. Claus, she's getting his trousers ready for the night. Yeah, taking flight, got the reindeers on the front and come along for the ride. Yeah, got 1 billion plus homes to hit in about 6 hours. I gotta get my coffee filled. I'm gonna get myself a third, just gonna throw it in the back too, and maybe I won't get tired. I know it's one night. Santa's on the run, yeah. Oh, Santa's on the run, yeah. Santa's on the run. Santa's on the run, yeah, yeah, yeah. Santa's on the run. Santa's on the run, yeah. You get the job done, yeah. Running out of time, got lots of homes to get to, gotta eat them cookies to get down the chimney, and you see there's a little boy peeking from the top of the stairs, and I got to go back up. I told him the kid, he's gotta be asleep, and he's not, he gets cold, leaving it at the bottom of it. Oh, well, maybe his parents will make it right, 'cause he's messing up my night. I got a schedule to keep.
All right, we do, literally. It's so funny. Christopher just mentioned Satan's on the run. So Christopher, it's crazy. I had this conversation, I think, last year. I mean, I've been live 1,820 days in a row, so I don't know exactly when I was talking about this, but I started realizing that we're out there celebrating this pagan holiday. You know, every December 25th, this was a pagan holiday that we took over because the Christians wanted to bring in the pagans to the religion. So like, let's just take that day and say Jesus was born that day. And so we all know this. And then I started realizing that they introduced this whole Santa Claus thing. And I started thinking to myself, well, if you just reposition the letters, Santa is Satan. And then you say, wouldn't the ultimate goal and wet dream of the devil to be that you lie to your children from day one? The very first lie to them is about Santa Claus. And then one day, when they learn the truth, they say, Mommy and Daddy lied to me. And it's the first stab in the chest from the devil. And I mentioned that to my wife, and she's like, whoa. And I was like, yeah. We're out there like, open the gifts. Here, kids, anything you want, you know? And it's like Satan Claus. And it's just like, holy freaking cow. I never really thought about it until I was discussing it at length and realizing you're literally deceiving your children. We're lying to them and telling them that some fictional character does all this each year. And it's like, I get it. Like, oh, it's part of, but it's also extremely destructive to a child. I remember I was driving in the car when I was 7 years old and my brother goes, you know, he's not real. And I was like, what? My heart was broken. And I remember thinking like in the moment, I was like, why the fucking hell did you guys tell me it was real then? You know what I mean? Like I was very, very upset about that. I wasn't upset that I found out that he was not whatever. I was upset that I was lied to. And so the initial lie starts from the very first Christmas, guys, when you have your gifts, you open up the baby gifts for a child that doesn't even know what the hell you're doing. I remember that first Christmas for each of the kids. They're looking down at some stupid gifts. They have no idea what it is. And you're going, look, open it up. You grab their stupid hand. Look, open up your gift. And they're like, drooling. Santa gave it to you. It's totally mental, right, Christopher? Oh, man, I'm so glad you mentioned that. So, guys, let's quickly read this because I do have to get going. We're going to see family for Christmas today. And I want to read this to you. This is chapter 2, verse 8. Starts at verse 2, actually, of the 1775 Bible. Powerful stuff here in the original Old English. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria. And all went to be taxed, every one into his own city. And Joseph also went up to Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth into Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and the lineage of David, to be taxed with Mary, his espoused wife, being great with child. And lo, it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. And she brought forth her firstborn son, firstborn. So she must have clearly had more, right? Does anybody know how many kids she did have? And so it was in that, I said that part. And she brought forth her firstborn son and wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them at the inn. And there were in the same country, and there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came unto them, and the glory of the Lord shone round them, and they were afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For you unto is born this day into the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was the angel of multitude of heavenly hosts praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and earth peace, goodwill toward men. And it came to pass, as the angels were gone away from them into heaven, the shepherds said one to another, Let us now go unto Bethlehem, and see this thing which is come to pass, which the Lord hath made known unto us. And they came with haste, and found Mary and Joseph, and the babe laying in a manger. And when they had seen it, they made known abroad the saying that was told to them concerning this child. And all that they had heard, it wondering at those things which were told to them by the shepherds. But Mary kept all these things, and pondered them in her heart. And the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things that they had heard and seen, and it was told unto them. And when 8 days were accomplished for the circumcising of the child, his name was called Yeshua. They wrote it in capital J, guys. You got to see this. Oh. Hold on. Let me see. You see right there in the middle of the screen. And his name was called Yeshua, which was so named of the angel before he was conceived in the womb. Wrote wrote his name wrong. 1775. It's too funny. 300 years, about 250 years prior to this, his name was not this. Think about that. All right. And when the days of her purification according to the law of Moses were accomplished, they brought him to Jerusalem to present him to the Lord. As it was written in the law of the Lord, every male that openeth the womb shall be called holy to the Lord. As it is written in the law of the Lord, every male that openeth the womb shall be called holy to the Lord. Is this saying every single male on earth is considered holy? That's weird. 1775 Bible. I'm just trying to I always try to understand these things. This is Old English. As it is written in the law of the Lord. Let me just show you that because you got to see it's kind of in quotes. It's weird. Let me show you what you think on this. If I can get there. I don't know where the hell it is. Yeah, it's over here somewhere. All right. As it is written, if you see right here on this side, right next to 20:33. As it is written in the law of the Lord, every male that openeth the womb shall be called holy to the Lord. That's interesting. So, and maybe that's why people want to become men. I feel like because I want to be holy. You're holy already, literally. Women are better than men. We know it. Everybody knows it. Anyway, here we go. And behold, there was a man in Jerusalem whose name was Simeon. And the same man was just and devout, waiting for the consolation of Israel. And the Holy Ghost was upon him. And it was revealed upon him by the Holy Ghost that he should not fear death. Oh, not see death. Ooh. That he should not see death before he had seen the Lord Christ. Oh, interesting. So they wouldn't let him die until he saw the Lord. And he came by the Spirit into the temple, and when the parents brought the child Yeshua to do for him after the custom of the law, then he took him into his arms and blessed God and said, Lord, now lettest thou thy servant depart in peace according to thy word. For mine eyes have seen thy salvation, which thou hast prepared before the face of all people, a light to lighten the Gentiles, and the glory of thy people Israel. And Joseph and his mother marveled at those things which were spoken of him. And Simeon blessed them and said unto Mary his mother, Behold, this child is set for the fall and rising again of many in Israel, and for a sign which shall be spoken against, yea, a sword shall pierce through my own soul also, that the thoughts of many hearts may be revealed. And there was one, Anna, a prophetess, the daughter of Phanuel of the tribe of Aser, that was of a great age and had lived with a husband 7 years from her virginity. And she was a widow of about 80 years, which departed not from the temple, but served God with fastings and prayers day and night. And she coming into the infant said likewise unto the Lord, and spake of him to all that looked for redemption in Jerusalem. And they had performed all things according to the law of the Lord. They returned to Galilee, to their own city, Nazareth. So I will continue to read more from the 1775 Bible for you guys. Please head over to YouTube and subscribe, turn on all notifications. I have been live and will continue to be live every day that my heart beats. One of my quotes that I live by consistently is that the only difference between me and my physical heart is I will never give up. So I hope that you guys come back tomorrow to see what the heck I do. There is no script. We live in the moment. I got a Bible from 1775. I invented the only drum in the world for guitar players. I patented this drum. There's only one place in the world you could hear it and see it and buy it. It's right here. So join, and I will see you on Mark insPires Day 1821 in a row tomorrow. Officially past Christmas here. But we got it out of the way. 5 Christmases in a row, guys, that I went live long form. Pretty cool. So I hope to see you later tomorrow. Have an amazing rest of your day, rest of your Christmas holiday here. And remember, if it's not an amazing holiday for you, try to find someone who's feeling great and tag along. Just grab onto that positivity. That's all you need. You don't have to get there fully. Just feel the joy that they feel for a split second, and it will break you out of that funk. So let me say goodbye to you, fam and friends. It's going to be an interesting 2024 as we approach 2,000 days in a row live. It's pretty ridiculous. Ooh. Actually, we're only 5 days away from 5 years in a row live. So December 30th, 2023 will be my New Year's Eve for this show. And the next night we have an actual New Year's Eve live show for the first day of my, I guess, 6th year, the start of my 6th year. It's kind of insane. If we make it to 10 years in a row live, it'll be 3,650 days in a row. We're at 1,800. Yeah, the numbers match. 1,820 right now. Yeah, we're pretty close. I don't know why I can't log in. It's not letting me in. I don't want to be on that account. I want to get into this account. Guys, if you haven't, please also subscribe to the Mark insPires TV channel on YouTube. So there's 2 channels on YouTube. You can get in and enjoy the show every single day. And the rants that came out of the show this week have been just completely off the chart. So many things we covered that can really shift many out there. So if you can, watch and share, because we're doing it. We are doing it. It's kind of a cool thing when you come out here with nothing and then some freaking crazy speech happens. And we did 4 days in a row of that. And then at night I came back and I did a night of music and best ofs and stuff like that. So I'm having trouble getting to my channel. It's funny, like I can go to what's on YouTube. They never say Mark Pires, Mark insPires is live. So, but I am live still. Let me go to my actual page so I could find my live feed, because I'll never see that on a what's trending. All right, here we go. What's trending? The longest running daily variety show on your shit platform. Oh, goodness. Anyway, here we go. I only say that because they've never shared me with people, so I call them shit. But
switch to Chrome to protect yourself from malware.
I'm saying,
so you can surf without
there's probably
being
a couple
phished.
million people that could use a positivity message today. Yes.
Anyway,
how about it, YouTube? How about it? You can lift it out and send it out if you want, YouTube. I don't mind. I don't mind. It's funny. I saw one of those things from Facebook. Somebody posted like, Facebook, you're not allowed to post any of my images or any of my thing without my personal consent. They're like, yeah, this new thing came that Facebook could use any of your content. I was seriously thinking about writing like one of the same things that says, Facebook, feel free. Go ahead. You can use anything you want. Share away. I'd love for you to share anything, but you're out there being a Zucker dick. So that's like, I almost want to do the opposite. Like, you can't use my content. Like, oh, please. It's Facebook. 3,700 pieces of content. Go ahead. Share it. You want to cut it? Go ahead, cut it up, you know? Oh, we have this guy on our platform. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. That's actually the longest running show. It started on Facebook first, and then I came over to YouTube about day 183, I think it was, and then I've been live here every day since. But the first 183 days was Facebook. There was some YouTube and Instagram every day is what I was doing. I thought Instagram was something, and it became something bigger when I stopped doing it, and it sucks because I didn't grow the way I just stopped posting on there. I was like, sucks. That's a shitty platform. I just don't like Mark Zuckerberg, you know? And so, but now I'm posting stuff because the Bible stuff sort of went well over there. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Mark Pires insPires there, because someone stole Mark insPires, some jerk. Actually, I don't know. I've never seen them. They probably just thought it was a cool name, like I did too, but I didn't create the name. I wish I did. I give that to my friend Furman Vidal. He's one of the days in my run here, he sent a little note because I put a piece of positivity and inspiration out there, and he wrote Mark insPires, INS at the front. I go, holy freaking cow, my name is insPires if I put INS there. That's unreal. I never thought about that. And then for another year, I was Mark Pires Renaissance Man. I don't even know why I kept that name for so long. That should have been the bell. And oh, geez, that name's great, Furman. Thank you. So now anytime I do talk about that name, I want to give credit to Furman Vidal for that. Thank you, buddy, for giving me that. And I don't think I ever would have thought of it. I wouldn't have. You're brilliant. So thank you. Anyway, guys, Deb Denny, Ron Tyler, my brother, and Virginia. And Virginia, you rock. You guys are amazing. Merry Christmas. I hope to see you tomorrow when we do this all over again, and I hope you have an amazing Christmas. If you're out there and you're doing a lurkaroo, Merry Christmas. I do hope that tomorrow is amazing for everybody, and that today is even better, and that you could rise above if you're not feeling great and enjoy some nice dinner with your family. I'm not sure what the heck we're eating. I'm excited though. I'm hungry. Right? Show out of the way, midday, 1,820 days in a row. You guys rock. Merry Christmas. You got to go away, yeah. Last night's speech about my conversation with the devil live was friggin' nuts. Go check it out on YouTube, guys. I'm gonna drop that. It was I don't remember what I said, but it was powerful. I'm going to drop that tomorrow probably. I will see you. Merry Christmas. Got to go away. Yeah. Telephone game. Woo.